today we're going to be discussing Black Friday because it's never too early to be discussing that, especially this year. And we have Jacob with us. Hey, Jacob.
Hi, Catherine. Good to be here.
Yeah, glad to have you. So, many retailers are already going to be closed on Thanksgiving this year. And what does that mean? What kind of predictions are we looking at for e-commerce spending for Q4 this year?
So, e-commerce spending is obviously already through the roof just for all of 2020. The sort of trouble with making e-commerce predictions and looking at e-commerce data so far is that it includes things like grocery shopping, right? So when most of us think about e-commerce, we're actually not thinking about online grocery orders, but the data aggregators are. So just be careful with those statistics. But I'm going to give you one more while we're here. These very brilliant statisticians people are expecting an 80% increase in e-commerce shopping this holiday season. 80% 2020 over 2019. So it's a lot to gear up for, and it's going to be a lot to sort of break through the noise starting in holiday season, which is why we're telling all of our clients that the very best things we can do is start getting people into the funnels as soon as possible.
Yeah, well, I know that every year it gets more and more as far as e-commerce spending goes, but that is a lot more.
Yeah, that's a crazy amount more. And especially because you know that the market analysts who make these predictions are taking into account things like, oh, there's a pandemic and people have a lot less income than they typically do. With that said, they still plan on an 80% increase in e-commerce spendings because if you think about it, like you were saying, Catherine, is we know that some businesses are not going to be open on Thanksgiving, right? And we don't really expect, I mean, if trends continue the way they are in the United States, we don't really expect a crush of people at Walmart like we usually see every year or at Macy's. Like the doorbusters aren't a thing that's going to happen. All of those sales will have to move online. So that's going to drive a lot of it, to my mind, is that people may not necessarily be spending more overall, but they're going to be spending more in the online space. So retailers who are traditionally online to start with just have a lot to work through.
Yeah, definitely. So I know everyone's probably out of stock pros by now, but what are some different things that you can do if we find that there's a lot of out of stock issues again, or even just because there's a lot of sales happening? What can you do in those cases?
Yeah, absolutely. Out of stock has been like this giant bugaboo all year, and I don't expect it will stop anytime soon. We still have a number of our clients who are out of stock. So typical things, make sure people get on wish lists, right? Make sure people, if it's part of your business plan and you feel it works with your brand values, allow people to pre-order for when something is in stock. Essentially, what we're trying to do is get as many people into your funnel or into your world as possible in or ahead of Q4 even, and certainly ahead of when all these big major sales are going to start happening. If you're trying to touch new people in the weeks or 2 weeks before Black Friday, you're way too late and you're paying too much. What we're hopeful to do is, for instance, if things start going out of stock, just make sure you can get their email or their messenger or their text phone number to get them on a list so that you can immediately ship them product as soon as it's available, and also so that you can market to them maybe other products that you have in the meantime, or just essentially keep them in your world so that you're retargeting to them either during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or if you're sold out during that time during December, right? Like, hey, things are back in stock. I don't have to try to get them back. You already know that they want to order or they already have ordered.
Those are good tips, Jacob. Thank you so much. And yeah, just so everyone knows, we do have our Black Friday guide coming out in a couple of weeks, so keep your eyes out for that. And we thank you all for tuning in today. Bye.
Thanks.